Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time stopping by, thank you for watching my videos. Kindly click on the notification bell to get more videos. Like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be cooking groundnut soup, which is a native soup of several tribes in West Africa and also a native delicacy of one of the tribes in my local government. So what I'm doing here, first of all, I'm going to season my meat. We'll be boiling our meat first. I'm using the hard parts of cow meat, so I'm seasoning it now, and then I'm going to list what I have used to season the meat on the screen. I'm also adding a green herb mixture I use for all my soups when I'm cooking soup, and then I'm going to allow that boil for a while without adding water. Now I'm boiling my stockfish and dry fish because it's really dry and it has been in the freezer. So instead of just pouring hot water in it, I'm actually going to boil it so that it gets a bit soft. Now this is my groundnuts. I'm using 4 cups of groundnuts for this recipe for the quantity I want to cook. So what I'm going to do is, the groundnut is already fried, but I always like to still, at the time I want to cook, I always like to still toast it a bit on the fire because I want it to get a little bit charred, not really burnt. You can see the color, just a little bit dried and charred. I've noticed that it gives it an extra flavor when it has this burnt bits of burnt groundnuts in it. So that's what I'm doing here. I'll give this a stir just for a while and on low heat. This is on low heat, and then I'm just using a dry pan. So now this is our meat. We are back to checking it. We didn't add water initially, so I'm going to give this a stir all the ingredients that puts into it, the seasoning, the onions, stir everything together, my green herbs, and then I'm going to add water to it so that it can now boil properly, boil very well. Remember I told you I'm using the hard part of cow meat, so that's why you can see some parts of bones and all that in it. So this is our meat now, it's ready. I'm adding the stockfish that we boiled initially. I'm adding it, and it's a bit soft now, so I'm adding it to the meat so that it can all boil together with the dried fish. Also, I'll give this a bit of a stir, and then I'm going to cover and allow it to cook for a while. Now back to our groundnuts. We fried it to the way I want it to be. You can see it, you can see how brown it is. I'm adding some yellow peppers and red habanero peppers as well, and then I'm adding Ehuru here, locust beans. I always do this step. I discovered it myself, guys. The taste is different when you add this. It makes it like it's off the charts. So I'm blending it dry. I'm trying to blend it as consistent as I can get, and I wasn't getting what I really wanted, so I transferred it to a smaller cup and tried again, and then I put it back in my bigger cup and added a little bit of water. So usually at home we usually blend with a stone, a mortar, a blending stone. That's what we used to use, but of course I have to use a blender here because that's not available. So I've tried to blend it to a smooth paste as much as I could get with the type of blender I have and the consistency the blender gave me. I've added it now to the meat, and then I'm stirring. I'll allow that to boil a bit with the meat water, and then after a while I'll check back on it, see how far it has gone. Now I've added my Ehuru and Uziza seeds. I have them blended already. If I didn't have them blended, I would have blended them with the groundnuts. And now I'm adding my crayfish, blended and small crayfish, and I've added red oil. I'm not going to be using a lot of red oil, just a little red oil. I don't want to use too much, but it's up to you. Really, you don't need to use too much red oil. So now I'll allow this to boil. Please, at this point, do not cover your pot because it begins to sputter. It begins to splatter out. So yeah, so this is what we have. I'm adding my spinach. You can use any vegetable of choice. You can use bitter leaf. I actually prefer it with bitter leaf, but I don't have that here. You can use pumpkin leaves, ugu, but I'm using spinach leaves. So I'll allow that to boil. After a while, you can see the oil is coming up, it's beginning to segregate. That's how you know that it's ready. And then I'll give it a stir. Finally, the last stir. You can see how beautiful this looks. And guys, this is our groundnut soup. In my place, it's popularly called Omisagwe. Very, very delicious, guys, and easy to make, very straightforward. So this is what we have. Groundnut soup is ready. You can have groundnut soup with eba, you can have it with semo, you can have it with wheat, you can have it with plantain flour. So this is it with wheat. I served it with wheat, and I also served with poundo here for my husband and myself. So it depends on how you want to have it. It is a very, very, very nice meal. It's different from the norm of egusi vegetables that we have here all the time. And guys, I want to say thank you once again for watching my videos. Kindly remember to like, share and subscribe. Leave your comments below. If you have any suggestions on videos you'd like me to make, something you'd like me to try, something we can learn together, kindly let me know.